All right. Good evening, everyone. I would like to call this meeting to order. If everyone could please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. Ms. Evans, can you please call the roll?
Yes. Ms. Evans.
Present.
Ms. Hawthorne.
Present.
Ms. Iannitti.
Present.
Mr. Kessler.
Present.
Dr. Levinowitz.
Present.
Ms. Sherpier.
Present.
Mr. Sirota.
Present.
Mr. Wallach.
Present.
Dr. Davis.
Present.
All present. Thank you.
All right, thank you. We will now begin with the election of a temporary president. Nominations are in order for the office of temporary president.
I would like to nominate Dr. Art Levinowitz as temporary president.
Thank you. Are there any other nominations? All right. If not, is there a motion to close nominations?
I move to close the nominations.
Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor of closing nominations, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. So since there's only one nomination, all in favor of Dr. Art Levinowitz for temporary president signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries.
So I'm temporary and the lights still go out. So. Okay. Is there any public participation as to the agenda items only? We will now close public participation since nobody has stood up. Next on the agenda is the election of board president. Nominations are now in order for president.
I would like to nominate Mr. Jeff Wallach to serve as board president.
Are there other nominations? If not, is there a motion to close nominations?
I move to close nominations.
Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor of closing nominations, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. All in favor of Jeff Wallach for president signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries. I'll now turn the meeting over to our new president. Mr. Wallach, congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Levinowitz. Next on the agenda is the election of our vice president. So nominations are now in order for the office of vice president.
I nominate Mark Sirota to serve as vice president.
Thank you, Ms. Evans. Are there any other nominations? Seeing none, is there a motion to close nominations?
I move to close nominations.
Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor of closing nominations, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion to close carries. Next, all in favor of Mark Sirota for vice president, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations, Mr. Sirota. Next on the agenda, we'll move along to the election of the Assistant Board Secretary. Nominations are now in order for the office of Assistant Secretary.
I nominate Brooke Evans to serve as Assistant Board Secretary.
Any other nominations? Since there are no other nominations, is there a motion to close nominations?
I move to close nominations.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of closing the nominations, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Great, that motion carries. Now, all in favor of Brooke Evans for Assistant Secretary, please signify by saying aye. 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 Any opposed? Motion also carries. Congratulations, Ms. Evans, and thank you once again. We have now gotten through the election of President, Vice President, Assistant Secretary. I think we'll just pause for a moment. I'd just like to say thank you to all of my colleagues on the board for their support in this position. I'm humbled to follow in the footsteps of Presidents Dr. Levinowitz, Ms. Franczyk, Dr. Davis, and I'll do my best to continue the tradition they've all established. But everyone, please remember that no matter who the officers are, we are truly a team of 10, and we work together, and we work as 10 for the benefit of all of our students in this district, and that will never change. To Dr. Davis, I couldn't have had a better role model as president. It was a pleasure to serve with you as vice president over the last couple of years, and on behalf of the entire board and the entire team of 10, we say thank you from the bottom of our hearts for your service the last couple of years as president. Mr. Sirota, anything you'd like to add on top of my words?
No, also thank you. And, you know, as you all know, I've been resisting this for some time. I think Darlene thought I was going to vote no. But yeah, I strongly believe that we are a team of 10, and, you know, the leadership are not the decision makers. We all are decision makers together, so I don't expect this will have any profound effect on my interaction with the board at all.
Great. Moving along, we do have one other item of other business on the agenda tonight under other business. And Mr. Sirota, could I ask you to take that item, please?
Certainly want that to go up. Okay, we have our legislative meeting dates for the school board for the calendar year 2023. As listed in the agenda, I won't read them all. Most of them are, as they have been, the fourth Monday, but not all. So I would like to make a motion to approve this.
Excellent. Is there a second to the motion? Thank you, Dr. Davis. Any questions or comments on the motion on the floor? Okay, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. We have our legislative agenda meetings calendar for 2023. That'll bring us to our second opportunity for public participation. If there is any public participation in the audience, I can say that we did not receive any pre-submitted comments on the form this evening. Seeing no one approaching the microphone, I will close public participation. With that, these reorganization meetings are often quite short, as shown here tonight. And before we close, though, if we have any comments from board members, I see Mr. Kessler.
So I just wanted to share with the board an experience I had today with our students. Today I was honored enough to accompany the 4th and 5th grade choir from Fort Washington Elementary School to the state capitol, where despite a significant amount of traffic along the way, we arrived in time for them to sing in the rotunda of the Capitol. And frankly, with the echo from the rotunda and their voices beaming out, it was really a beautiful moment. And I just wanted to give a brief shout out to their music teacher, Ms. Tassari at Fort Washington, to the principal there, Sean McAleer, who orchestrated this together, to the members of the choir, to the parents who came and battled the traffic to see their children. After their performance, the kids were given a tour of the House and Senate galleries, which they really seemed to enjoy. And then nothing says the better end of a day than pizza, and they enjoyed that as well. So I just wanted to commend the school, the principal, and the music teacher for just a wonderful day, and the kids really enjoyed it, and so did the parents.
Mr. Kessler, thank you for sharing that so much, and we'll look forward in a couple of short years seeing some of those students at the high school. Last night was an amazing winter concert where we got to see the band and the orchestra and the choir in action, and hopefully some of those students will keep singing their hearts out. Anybody else, any comments from the board or the superintendent?
I'd like to thank Dr. Davis for her service as our board president the last 2 years, and also thank and look forward to working with Mr. Wallach and Mr. Sirota as our new board leadership. I'm confident that we'll have a good year together. I would remind everyone to just look at our district calendar because there are so many events over the next couple of weeks. We've had a busy fall, and as we move towards winter break, if you're looking for anything to do, there's not an evening or two where there isn't something to do in Upper Dublin. So please take a look at our district calendar.
Excellent. Thank you, Dr. Yanni. Anyone else? Okay, with that, it brings our reorganization meeting to a close, and we'll see everyone at the next meeting, which I believe is our Finance Committee meeting, which is next Tuesday night, as I recall. And we are adjourned. Thank you all.